Welcome back to more spooky tales in the world of Higurashi. Being caught going inside the tool shed again, and therefore then leading on to more troubles and issues throughout the village. Yeah, it's a tale we've seen before. Just will it play out like it did before? Concerning the first arc of this series, and it was all building up to, well, the bat, which just didn't come to fruition. Instead took a veering left turn, had Renna go off the deep end with paranoia instead. So, what change are we waiting for now? To find out, we'll have to watch the episode. So sit down, strap in and get a drink, because we need to start. So, once again getting closer to the day, and how long is it going to be before it all flips out and goes wrong? But yeah, considering the mayor disappeared, was that one of the people that went to go talk with Shion in the first time round? She couldn't make it into class today. The pangs of suspicion. Now, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people had a brief conversation with her at some point, but please, just give him an alibi. Anything. Well, I wasn't wearing a construction uniform, so... The chasm of missing people in this town. Also, construction uniform. Oh no. I think you may need to spread out a little. Why are you focusing on that? You may need to spread out a little more if you just want to shout for any sort of response. So a glance onto the was it rubbish furnace, and then a locked drawer that he couldn't get into. And be very careful with that ladder, please. Look up, let's get a good view of your face and make sure there's not anything going wrong. Yep. That's definitely what's going on. Oh, how quickly everyone can turn on each other once a little bit of distrust gets birthed. But since when is she ever so deep into the lore of the curse and whatnot? At this point, I might have just taken a step up or two onto the roof. At least not put all trust into the ladder right now. Or climb down. It's very dangerous. And for safety reasons, don't be climbing up on ladders onto the roofs, please. Really shouldn't be a rule that needs to be said out loud. Stay away from that van. Probably best not to get anyone else involved by undue statements and whatnot. But missing friends, curses. Why is he always at the centre? The fact that he really latched on quick to the tales of the village when it was being told to her. Told to him, sorry. It's not surprising that he's just buying into all of it immediately. Everything he's told, hook, line and sinker. Hello? Taking a while to say anything. Want me on? Nothing bad could ever happen here. Anything in particular? Like things could get much worse. How long has that been parked there? The fact that this path is covered in razor wire and the likes. Did we get a view of that kind of security before when they were storming the compound and whatnot? The issues with old Japanese architecture. Weren't we here to talk about something? How did we get onto the weather and pleasantries like this? If they make it that long, sure. Oh, how things could have went if the whole curse and parasites didn't kick off. Really gets into the tea ceremony aspect of it all. Now, why would that possibly be? But yeah, seeing conversations all over again, but in a different angle, different aspects and words being used, and no reaction at all. And it was impossible to keep you out of there. Too many people. Can he take responsibility for everything that has been? Or fingernails, perhaps? Now, no matter what happens next, she's on his side. And not going to mention the ladder. And the only one on your side. The only one you can trust. But also, is this really something that you want answers to right now? Yes, but a calculated coincidence. Something tells me she knows more than lets on to. What? People being superstitious? Definitely not. Not in this day and age, or 1980, or whenever this was. There's no way that anyone can be worked up and enough to have mob justice or to act inhumane to one another. It's probably best not to breathe in too deeply. It's been a warm day. But the powers that be of the village have slowly waned. Now it's upheld only by one. Okay. It was just the rose on the cheeks. From the long shot there, it seemed like she was blushing for some reason when coming down the stairs. But also, just imagine being a member of this family, like she is, with the intent of becoming the head of it, and knowing that this is the history of your family and you still got this place that hasn't been cleared out or remodeled or anything. And let's keep it that way. You know, apart from the well, which we know about, and the ladder, at least this place doesn't have one aspect which would be truly torturous, I guess. I think one of the worst things I could think of is being thrown into an oubliette. Well, they've remodeled enough to get a sink down here, so there's running water. I guess, yeah, safe room after all. And they might need to. Well, I hope he's brought a clean pair of clothes. Interesting way of getting up, but he won't be safe. Then the cycle will continue, nothing will be okay, she needs to burn the village as a whole. Could at least bring him lunch or something first. Is it? Maybe lock the door to this room as a whole. But the cell itself, open bars isn't going to protect him much, just more of a cage. And usually, things go well when they all kind of use that power together as a group of friends and whatnot. Yeah, a warped sense of justice and everything. Yeah. Now, the first time round that we saw this, I don't remember any sequence quite like this. Am I blanking it from my mind, or did we just go straight into "you're now down here in my torture dungeon, Keiichi"? And so everything comes resting on her shoulders. And is it going to be anything that results in a disastrous end? Because he might need a spare pair of keys just in case. Where things were slightly off. It didn't go to Rena there, so it didn't lose her mind. But a warped sense of protection. That's never turned bad, has it? Have they breached the perimeter yet? Got to prepare the tea for another ceremony. Just for show. I mean, still, the idea that if it is his protection, if things go south while she's up there, who's coming down to find him? I guess being in the cell is an extra layer of taking away culpability. It wouldn't be much of a cell. What the fuck is his shoulder made of? I was about to say it wouldn't be much of a cell if he could just barge it down. Sure, he can go through wrought iron bars, but what a... What about a solid steel door? Would be really bad if he just saw a keychain just hanging off the wall. Suddenly, police. Well, we can't make the statement that Mion gave him. He can, just not right there. Since being, unconscious and all. Ready to answer some questions? Light concussion, bleed on the brain, home the same day. To get you out of there. Seems to be emphasis on that. I mean, he's... Well... Is it really alright to tell him this, ongoing investigation and all? Mm-hmm. It's been used for quite a while. So, let all this in the septic tank. So that's what that was there. But it. So things are kind of playing out like before, just not in the same kind of torturing each other to death kind of way. But also, let all the information go slowly, ease him into it. No, just all your friends are dead, by the way, mate. I know you've just been discharged from hospital after being kidnapped and locked away, but everyone you knew, some of them horribly, by the way. Great police work. Gross. Yeah, it definitely seems that way, doesn't it? But as usual, there's a little extra going on that we're not privy to. Or she tried to protect you from the conspiracy of herself. Part one, so we're just immediately moving on. Now, when it comes to this season and my understanding of it, I did see a comment about how this one is treated differently because, much like the first bit we saw with Renner and this one, well, I'm guessing we're moving on after this, with Mion's protection. All of the killings and whatnot are still somewhat up in the air, mystery. Like, hang on, why did that happen? Whereas in previous arcs and seasons, we kind of get a solid answer after all. mostly because of Takano and the whole scientific research thing. But if it's still kept as a somewhat mystery for this, sure, it's kind of cool on a first watch, like, what is going on? But I'm not sure having the extra information that we did from watching the others is really helping here. So yeah, try to pass my understanding of it all in with this one. Also, I don't think we got quite as visual with seeing the well and those at the bottom of it before. Been unfortunate enough to go for it. Is being drowned in a septic tank one of the worst ones? I mean, I don't really want an answer to that question because I don't really want to try and one-up that. So, moving on. There was no demon possession in this one, though. Misrepresentation of who's at play. Instead, we've got conspiracies of the town against them. You know, the strength of the three families now faded into one, and she's now upholding some sort of warped justice amongst it all. Still, at least he was given a sink and a bed. Yeah, I did wonder where this was going to go. Like with Renner in the first one, there's no paranoia, there's no Sharpies that are syringes, there's no needles in the food. And now there's no switch-ups. If it carries on that way, cool, because I like the first half we know and it's all familiar, second half, where did this come from? But the issue is, with my mind, I cannot remember what has and hasn't happened. So that's where you come in and let me know. At least, in that world, Renner didn't ask too many questions and so therefore was hopefully spared of most of it. So she's probably going through the same thing that Keiichi is right now. So, oh, what the fuck just happened? Everyone just disappeared from school. It's going to be a very tough few lessons after that. You know, the mystery of this town, considering we've seen so much and kind of where a lot of it stems from, whether it be superstition, trying to protect the sanctity of the village and its history, the medical research that is going on underneath it, the parasites in the swamp, the dark forces outside, in Tokyo and whatnot. And yet there's so much more that it is trying to layer on top that I have no idea about. And hints and aspects that are brought up which are not anything to do with the current storyline that we need to worry about. So are they important? Higurashi is a fun watch. I don't know if it's a show that you could binge watch or something that you should have breaks in between so that you kind of just take it in. Odd one where you say, yeah, don't actually watch them all all in one. But I'm enjoying it, at least I think I'm enjoying it. As much as you can watch despair and destruction. But it all starts with happy roses and sing-songs again in the next episode with part 1 of a new arc. So we can forget the dangers. How long is it going to be before another character goes, hang on a second, this is what happened before. Oh, I recognise this. I'm not going to make the same mistakes again. Keiichi's had that breakthrough. Is anyone else going to get the opportunity? We'll have to see. So, join me for more turmoil and destruction. So, join me for more turmoil and torture, sangre and sadness, and of course, a little bit of not knowing what the hell is going on. Get some rest. But to get that, we need to see a little more. So, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below. Maybe a comment as well to really round out what just happened. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out future episodes. Join to my Discord for any notifications, votes, fun times, and weird card bot things. And weird card collection minigame. But for now, get some rest. I hope to see you for the next one. I have been sleeping well in the barred prison of my channel, very much so thanks to my patrons, and therefore I do need to thank Sal, HSTR, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else. I just really hope they come back once in a while to clean my bucket. But there's plenty to do in here, as long as it revolves around watching more anime. So if you would also like to join in all of that, consider helping out as well.